Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. President Draupadi Murmu embarks on state visit to Angola and Botswana. Her visit is first ever state visit by an Indian head of state to Angola and Botswana. Prime Minister Narendra Modi flags off 4 new Vande Bharat Express trains in Varanasi. Bad weather continues to delay the 5th and final T20 match between India and Australia at the Gabba. India were 52 for no loss before the interruption. President Draupadi Murmu has embarked on a two-nation visit to Africa. President Murmu will visit Angola and Botswana, commencing with Angola in the initial phase. This trip represents the inaugural visit by an Indian president to Angola and holds immense importance, particularly as India and Angola mark the 40th anniversary of establishing diplomatic relations in 2025. DD India correspondent Akash Popli files this report from Angola.
President Draupadi Murmu's Africa visit will take place in 2 phases. In the first leg, she will visit Angola, where several events have been organized in her honor. This will be the first visit by any Indian president to Angola. President Murmu will also attend the 50th Independence Day celebrations of Angola and will address the Angolan parliament. During her visit, high-level talks and discussions on new areas of cooperation will take place between the two sides. Earlier this year in May, Angolan President João Manuel Gonçalves Lourenço visited India. During that visit, he condemned the terrorist attack in Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir, and expressed solidarity with India in its fight against terrorism. Diplomatic relations between India and Angola were established in 1985, and this year marks the 40th anniversary of their ties. India supported Angola during its struggle for independence and was among the first countries to recognize Angola's sovereignty after it gained independence in 1975. In 1985, the Indian embassy was opened in Luanda, followed by the establishment of the Angolan embassy in New Delhi in 1986, giving a new dimension to bilateral relations. From an economic and cultural perspective, relations between India and Angola have continued to deepen. India is Angola's second largest trading partner and also its second largest oil importer. Indian companies are actively investing in Angola's pharmaceutical, agriculture, plastic and mining sectors. In 2024-25, bilateral trade reached $5.03 billion, marking a significant increase in recent years. This expanding trade reflects the growing mutual trust and economic partnership between the two nations.
Well, Angola and India share a very vibrant energy partnership. Angola is a major source of crude oil to India from Africa. In fact, it is the second largest source of petroleum after Nigeria in Africa. They are also a big source of LNG, liquefied natural gas, to India. In fact, one of the largest top 5 to 6 providers of LNG to India in the world. Angola is also one of the leading producers of diamonds in the world, and as we know, around 85 to 90% of the diamond polishing, cutting and polishing take place in India, and many Indian companies purchase rough diamonds from Angola with this purpose.
Around 7,000 Indians live in Angola, playing a crucial role in country's trade and service sectors. Additionally, yoga and Bollywood films are gaining increasing popularity in Angola. Under the ITEC program, the Government of India provides education and training opportunities for Angolan students and professionals.
President of India, Draupadi Murmu's visit to Angola has made the relations between the two countries stronger. In today's challenges world, the visit will help both nations work together and plan better for the future. It has also brought new hope and excitement among the Indian community living in Angola. With camera person Sumit Dhiman, me Akash Popli, DD India, Angola.
India's Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan attended the culmination ceremony organized to honor the 880-day intense fasting cycle of Jain Saint Hans Ratna Surishwarji Maharaj at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi. Lauding the efforts of Jainism for the social and cultural upliftment of the nation, the Vice President emphasized on the hardships surrounding the astonishing feat achieved by Hans Ratna Ji Maharaj. During his address, the Vice President highlighted the core beliefs of Jainism, including non-violence and truthfulness, and their significance in the development of humankind across India and the globe.
The teachings of Jainism are simple yet profound, and it is most needed for the peace of the world today than any time. Ahimsa, that is non-violence; Satya, the truth; Abhrigraha, non-possessiveness; and Anehandavada, the multiple approach to the truth.
In a significant step towards expanding India's modern rail infrastructure, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday flagged off 4 new Vande Bharat Express trains from Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. The new Vande Bharat Express trains will operate on the Banaras Khajuraho, Lucknow Saharanpur, Firozpur Delhi and Ernakulam Bengaluru routes, significantly reducing travel time between major destinations. Additionally, these trains will enhance regional mobility, promote tourism and support economic activity across the country. The trains will not only enhance connectivity but also provide greater comfort for citizens. The flagging off of these trains mark another milestone in realizing the Prime Minister's vision of providing citizens with easier, faster and more comfortable travel through world-class railway services. Emphasizing that this is a comprehensive campaign to transform Indian Railways, PM Modi described Vande Bharat as a train made by Indians for Indians that fills every Indian with pride.
आज वंदे भारत, नमो भारत और अमृत भारत जैसी ट्रेनें भारतीय रेलवे की अगली पीढ़ी की नींव तैयार कर रही है। ये भारतीय रेलवे को ट्रांसफॉर्म करने का एक पूरा अभियान है। वंदे भारत भारतीयों की, भारतीयों द्वारा, भारतीयों के लिए बनाई हुई ट्रेन है, जिस पर हर भारतीय को गर्व है।
PM Modi also highlighted the developmental initiatives in Uttar Pradesh that have elevated pilgrimage to a new level.
बीते 11 वर्षों में यूपी में हुए विकास कार्यों ने तीर्थाटन को एक नए स्तर पर पहुंचा दिया है। पिछले साल बाबा विश्वनाथ के दर्शन के लिए 11 करोड़ श्रद्धालु काशी आए थे। अयोध्या में राम मंदिर के निर्माण के बाद 6 करोड़ से ज्यादा लोग रामलला के दर्शन कर चुके हैं। यूपी की अर्थव्यवस्था को इन श्रद्धालुओं ने हजारों करोड़ रुपए का लाभ पहुंचाया है।
PM Modi interacted with children on board the new Vande Bharat Express. The Prime Minister commended the children for the paintings and poems presented at the competition based on various themes like Viksit Bharat, Viksit Kashi, Surakshit Bharat. He also lauded their parents and teachers for the support, guidance and encouragement provided. Following the event, Prime Minister Narendra Modi received a rousing welcome from the people of Varanasi. As PM Modi's convoy passed, people were lined on the sides of the roads. They waved and showered flowers to welcome him to his constituency. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday held a rally in Bihar's Sitamarhi for the second phase of assembly elections. Addressing a public rally, PM Modi said that in the first phase of the elections, the people of Bihar have given a 65-volt shock to the lawless people.
पहले चरण में जंगल राज वालों को 65 वोल्ट का झटका लगा है। चारों तरफ ये चर्चा है कि बिहार के नौजवानों ने विकास को चुना है, एनडीए को चुना है। बिहार की बहनों बेटियों ने भी एनडीए की रिकॉर्ड विजय पक्की कर दी है।
After Sitamarhi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed another public rally in Betia. PM highlighting government's achievements in various sectors, including education and healthcare.
हम यहाँ आईटीआई बना रहे हैं, इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज खोल रहे हैं, मेडिकल कॉलेज बना रहे हैं और ये आरजेडी कांग्रेस वाले बिहार के बच्चों को रंगदारी के लिए प्रेरित कर रहे हैं। साथियों, ये चुनाव सिर्फ आरजेडी कांग्रेस की पराजय तक सीमित नहीं रहने चाहिए। आपको उस मानसिकता को हराना है जो बिहार के बच्चों में जहर का बीज बो रही है।
Indian Space Research Organization has come up with advanced data products from the Chandrayaan-2 lunar orbiter for deeper understanding of the lunar polar regions. These include important parameters describing physical and dielectric properties of the moon's surface. These advanced data products are significant in view of gathering a first-order information about moon's polar regions. These regions are expected to have preserved the early chemical conditions of the solar system, which are important clues to explain several facets of evolution of the planetary bodies. This is India's major value addition towards future global exploration of the moon. The Indian Army's Southern Command is conducting a series of tri-service exercises under the banner of Exercise Trishul to validate joint land, sea and air operations. The exercise embodies the mantra of Jain, which stands for jointness, Atmanirbharta and innovation. The prime focus of the exercise is on strengthening integrated readiness across multiple domains, including electronic warfare, cyber operations, drone and counter-drone tactics, and air defense coordination. The exercise involves the Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard and BSF and spans diverse terrains from the Thar Desert to the Saurashtra coast. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated the Varanasi-Khajuraho Vande Bharat Express, adding another Vande Bharat train to Varanasi's fleet. The event was attended by Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav, who later inspected the Banaras Locomotive Works (BLW) during his visit. Vaishnav reviewed locomotive manufacturing processes and discussed improvement plans with BLW employees. He directed officials to ensure strict quality control and immediately reject any substandard materials. Prime Minister Narendra Modi warmly greeted veteran Lal Krishna Advani on his birthday on Saturday, lauding his grand vision, sharp intellect and unwavering commitment to India's development. PM Modi praised Advani's selfless service and firm principles, highlighting his lasting impact on the country's democracy and cultural heritage. In a post on X, PM Modi wrote, and I quote, "Greetings to Shri L.K. Advani ji on his birthday, a statement blessed with towering vision and intellect. Advani ji's life has been dedicated to strengthening India's progress. He has always embodied the spirit of selfless duty and steadfast principles. His contributions have left an indelible mark on India's democratic and cultural landscape. May he be blessed with good health and a long life." And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. US Supreme Court has temporarily allowed Trump administration to withhold about $4 billion in food aid amid the ongoing government shutdown. Israel identifies latest body returned from Gaza by Hamas and Islamic Jihad.
Desh Ki Mitti captures the deep connection that Indians everywhere feel with the country's soil. But today, this land and the communities that directly depend on it both face grave threats. We uncover stories of innovation and resilience that are trying to safeguard this soil for the future generations.
When we follow what the scientists recommend, we end up spending less. I now use less fertilizers, but I'm getting better yields.
These kinds of structures, they actually help keep the water in the landscape, allowing it to sort of seep into the groundwater and contribute to, maintaining groundwater level.
99% of the cases that I've seen, cause for urgency is not satisfied.
The project is innovative. They're maintaining our beach like a clean city.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. The United States is now deep into what has become the longest government shutdown in its history, and its effects are rippling across every level of the country's economy. The shutdown, which began on October 1st after Congress failed to break a stalemate over federal funding negotiations, has now in its 38th day with no political resolution in sight. As the shutdown drags on, roughly 700,000 federal employees are working without pay, another 670,000 have been furloughed, and tens of millions of Americans are experiencing disruptions to essential services. Meanwhile, hundreds of flights at the busiest airports in the US are being scratched this weekend as airlines move forward with reducing air service due to the lingering government shutdown. The US Supreme Court has temporarily allowed the Trump administration to withhold about $4 billion in food aid amid the ongoing government shutdown. The decision pauses a lower court's order requiring full funding for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program that supports 42 million Americans. The administrative stay gives lower courts more time to review the administration's appeal. A Rhode Island judge has ordered the USDA to fully fund SNAP food benefit program for November, but the government argued only Congress can allocate spending during the shutdown. The Justice Department also warned that forcing immediate payment could worsen the fiscal crisis. Democratic leaders have condemned the move, saying it leaves millions of low-income families uncertain about receiving food aid. The Supreme Court's temporary order will remain in effect until the appeals court issues its ruling. A cargo flight crashed this week in Louisville, Kentucky, killing at least 14 people. Investigators said the MD-11 freighter went down shortly after takeoff, with one engine detaching during the crash. Investigators are probing the aircraft's maintenance history. Also, National Transportation Safety Board members said recorded transcript of the cockpit voice recorder will be made public in several months.
The cockpit voice recorder contained 2 hours and 4 minutes of what we consider good quality digital recorded audio. In reviewing that audio, the crew completed their standard checklists and briefings in preparation for the flight. The takeoff roll was what we called uneventful through the different speed callouts. About 37 seconds after the crew called for takeoff thrust, a repeating bell was heard on the CVR, which persisted until the end of the recording 25 seconds later. During this time, the crew engaged in efforts to attempt to control the aircraft before the crash.
North Korea on Saturday condemned the recent South Korea-US joint military exercises and the recent visit by US and Korean officials to an inter-Korean border. According to the state media, North Korea Defense Minister No Kwang-chol threatened to take more offensive actions and said the visit of the US nuclear-powered aircraft carrier George Washington to Busan, South Korea, this week escalated tensions on the Korean peninsula. Meanwhile, the US military and South Korea's defense ministry in a statement condemned North Korea's launch of a missile towards the sea of the North's east coast on Friday. In a statement, US military said that North Korea's launch of a ballistic missile does not pose an immediate threat to the United States or its allies, but it highlights the destabilizing impact of Pyongyang's actions. US President Donald Trump announced on Friday that no United States government officials will attend the G20 summit in South Africa on November 22nd to 23rd, citing alleged human rights abuses against white Afrikaner farmers. Donald Trump posted on his Truth Social saying that it's a total disgrace that the G20 will be held in South Africa. The decision overrides September plans for Vice President J.D. Vance to represent the United States. South African officials deny any persecution, calling the assertions false. Tensions have escalated over trade tariffs, refugee policies prioritizing, while white South Africans and Pretoria's International Court of Justice case against Israel. Trump eagerly anticipates hosting the 2026 summit at his Miami golf resort. Israel has identified the latest body, which was returned from Gaza by Hamas and Islamic Jihad, as Israeli-Argentinian hostage Lior Rudef, as per the Israeli army. After forensic identification at the National Institute, military officials notified his family for burial. The body of the deceased hostage was transferred into Israel on Friday. The 61-year-old hostage was killed on October 7, 2023, defending near Yitzhak kibbutz alongside 4 others during Hamas's attack that sparked the Gaza conflict. His remains were abducted to the territory on that day. At least 2 people have been killed and 11 injured in Ukraine's eastern city of Dnipro. Emergency services evacuated residents from a 9-story apartment building after it was struck by a Russian drone overnight. The powerful strike caused extensive damage to structure, shattering windows, igniting fires and trapping several people inside as debris and smoke filled the area. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that Russia launched 450 drones and 45 missiles in the overnight attack on Saturday. Afghanistan's Taliban government declared the latest peace talks with Pakistan in Turkey a failure, accusing Islamabad of an irresponsible and uncooperative stance. Afghan spokesperson Zabihullah Mujahid stated Pakistan sought to offload all security burdens onto Kabul without addressing mutual threats. The 4th round, which was held on Thursday and Friday, aimed to implement an October 19 Qatar truce amid the deadliest clashes since 2021 that killed dozens. Turkey and Qatar mediated but failed to bridge gaps on cross-border militancy, particularly Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. Ceasefire holds tenuously amid ongoing TTP attacks in Pakistan. UN reports 50 Afghan civilian deaths from October clashes. After the destructive Typhoon Fung-wong, Philippines is bracing for another Typhoon Fung-wong, which is expected to strengthen before making landfall on Sunday night. Philippines Weather Bureau has warned the massive storm spanning 1,500 kilometers is bringing intense rain and winds up to 170 kilometers per hour, with storm surges up to 5 meters. Authorities have urged evacuations and suspended classes, while flights have been cancelled. Up to 200 millimeters of rainfall is expected in eastern Philippine provinces, particularly in the Bicol region, as well as parts of Samar, raising the risk of widespread flooding and landslides, while northern and central Luzon could see 100 to 200 millimeters rainfall during its passage. The warning comes as the country still reels from Typhoon Fung-wong, which lead the death toll rise to nearly 200 in the Philippines and 5 in Vietnam, displacing residents from their lands and destroying thousands of homes. And let's see what's happening around the world. Pope Leo XIV met South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa at Vatican City. South Africa and the Vatican shared strong diplomatic relations with the Vatican. The diplomatic mission aims to foster mutual understanding, facilitate cultural exchanges, and address matters of interest between the two entities. A severe outbreak of bird flu has killed thousands of migratory cranes in eastern France since October 20th, prompting wildlife authorities to deploy emergency teams. The French Biodiversity Office said that between 7,000 and 10,000 cranes have died in the Grand Eastern region. A Himalayan female brown bear named Rano took her first steps into a new enclosure in Pakistan's Islamabad following a court order to have her relocated from Karachi Zoo. Held in the zoo since 2017, the welfare petition documented distress, behavioral trauma and injuries linked to Rano's captivity in an unsuitable tropical enclosure. Time now for sport. And Manchester City's Pep Guardiola will take charge of his 1000th game as a manager when his side face Liverpool on Sunday. Former Spain midfielder Guardiola is regarded as one of the best coaches of all time, winning a combined 12 domestic league titles with Barcelona, Bayern Munich and City, as well as 3 Champions Leagues and numerous other cups. While his overall win rate is more than 70%, Liverpool have been a tough nut for Guardiola to crack since he arrived at City in 2016. He has only won 7 of his 24 meetings against Liverpool, losing 10 as Liverpool dethroned City as Premier League champions. Guardiola said he could not wish for a better fixture to mark the milestone. The Sunday's game could determine which of the 2 clubs are more likely to try to chase down Arsenal at the top of the standings. Match has been called off in the 5th and final T20I match between India and Australia due to severe weather concerns following lightning and rain at the Gabba in Brisbane. Players were advised to go indoors while fans took shelter due to the abrupt weather change. Before the interruption, India reached 52 for no loss in 4.5 overs as openers Abhishek Sharma and Shubman Gill provided a crackling start. Abhishek registered the world record of becoming the fastest batter to reach 1000 T20I runs in terms of balls faced. India take the series 2-1. That's all for this edition of DD India Live, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.